Hey guys, welcome aboard to this week's cruise chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today we're going to be meeting with Ray. And Ray is from the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection, and they are just a brand new cruise line. Super excited. They've been in the land hotel for years and years, but now they're a cruise line, and it's super amazing. And I can't wait to show you guys. So we're just going to turn it right over to the episode. Let's go. Everybody, and welcome to this week's cruise chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I am joined by Ray. And as you can see, he is from Ritz-Carlton Yacht, and I am super excited to meet with you. This is the first time that we've had the opportunity to meet, and I love bringing new cruise lines in, and I'm really excited to do this great brand overview with you, and I just can't wait to learn more, so I'm just going to turn it right over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathleen, for having me. So excited to be here with you all today. But yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and introduce, the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. Very exciting times for us. We just started sailing as of October of 2022, but there's so much growth happening. So there's so much to share. And so I wanted to go ahead and get started with a video, actually, that will kind of summarize what that experience could be like for you and your clients on board. Perfect. And that's the end of the video. But yes, it's breathtaking, stunning as well. I believe Evrima, she gorgeous and stunning yacht for sure. But first and foremost, so I wanted to quickly just go over our brand itself. So we are Ritz-Carlton, right? So with that, from the hotel side and also now the yachting side, we do inspire life's most meaningful journeys. So what you can expect from the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection is, of course, award-winning luxury hotel brand, now taken to sea. We do have that very strong global brand recognition as well. And also that hospitality at a gold standard, right? So that legendary Ritz-Carlton service that the hotels are known for, we have taken that to sea. So you will see that on board Evrima. And again, it's that personalized touch that really does set us apart. And one thing that I've actually noticed when it comes to the overall experience for our clients on board, we are different than a cruise. We are definitely different than that traditional luxury cruise experience. I would like to say what you can expect whenever you're on board with us is a luxury boutique hotel experience, but at sea. So imagine yourself, let's say you booked yourself a weekend at a Ritz-Carlton Reserve. What are you going to do while you're there? You're probably going to enjoy the spas. You're going to enjoy some great dining, some time out by the pool. Now, whenever you have time, you'll probably explore out into the city, do a land program here and there. So that is exactly the experience that we are offering with the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. We don't have like the casinos on board. We don't have like those larger, fully packed entertainment activities all throughout the day. It's much more at a leisure pace. But I feel like that would just kind of give you a good idea of a broad general overview, as far as just a quick what to expect while on board with us.
Oh, excellent. I love that, because really it's nice to have that boutique floating hotel that brings you to dynamic destinations, and you want to be able to explore those and yet still be pampered while on board. So it's just perfect. And those suites look beautiful. I love the coloring scheme of them too. That's very relaxed and serene.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, and I'll definitely dive into the suites a little bit more as well, so we can show you more of an in-depth, closer look. But as I said before, Evrima, we just started sailing of October of 2022, so we've been in the water coming up to a year, almost a year now. Evrima, the name of our first and only yacht at the moment, it does mean discovery in Greek, and some fun data. So actually, we have a lot of guests that are actually on board that are new to cruise. Again, we're tapping into that Ritz-Carlton Marriott Bonvoy database, right? So these are primarily hotel guests, but they are loyal to the brand. They understand it, they trust it. And so, maybe they're not the cruiser, but they would give it a shot because they can expect a certain level of service and also product with what they're getting. And so with that as well, we're seeing that our primary or our median age of our guests on board is actually younger than the traditional luxury cruiser. So we're looking at 45 to 55 as that median age of our guests on board. So that's really exciting as well. And then again, generally speaking, we, right now we do have itineraries that are available for you to book, of course, for the Caribbean and Mediterranean. So those are the two regions that we do sail in. And we have itineraries all the way through April of 2025 currently. And then, if you happen to have a special celebration or anything like that, we do have the yachts available for private charter. So definitely something that we can explore if that is the case.
Right. How many suites are on that yacht? Do you know?
Oh, yeah, of course. So with Evrima, we have 149 suites.
Okay.
So space on board for about 300 guests, right? So double occupancy. And then with our second and third super yachts, which are under construction at the moment, those will be, at least at the moment, 224 suites. Okay. So approximately 450 guests. Yeah. And as we continue along, again, I think this is always nice to share as well, just because we are so new. So I wanted to share some just feedback that we've received from past guests that have been on board, right? So the first one here was a great experience. Ship is beautiful. Room was great. Food fabulous. Our personal concierge was very accommodating. They have some things to work out, which I understand. We are getting our sea legs. We are getting there, but we've done very, very well. But overall, glad we went. Just to note there, you see how he noted personal concierge. We do have a personal concierge that comes with every suite. So think of them as your go-to person while on board with us. And I'll talk about that a little bit more whenever I get to our all-inclusive and what that means for us as well. Second review there. So we recently went on the Ritz-Carlton Yacht, and I cannot put into words the way we felt with ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. So again, that's our Ritz-Carlton motto. So glad that is there. We had a few snags unrelated to the Ritz, and the team stepped in to help in every way with a smile. We were treated like royalty. Excellent experience. So again, I used to work at the Ritz-Carlton hotels, so property level. So it's nice to see, this service and this warmth and this gold standard being carried over onto the shores or on board to Evrima. So again, if you have stayed at a Ritz-Carlton property before, what you've come to experience there, you can expect it at sea with us. But yeah, and then the last one there, the ship is beautiful, modern luxury, and extremely clean. Better room than expected, which is great for us. The design and space feel wonderful and basically the size of a standard hotel room. The bathroom was especially nice for a cruise line. It does have a double vanity in every single one of our bathrooms, even in a lead-in suite category. So that's awesome. And it felt like a hotel bathroom. Food was top throughout and never had a bad meal at any of the restaurants. But yeah, again, just some reviews that I wanted to share that I think would be helpful in helping understand, the or what we are offering on board as well. All right, and then moving along. So again, I just want to, I know you asked a question about the number of suites that we have on board, but I just wanted to quickly introduce Evrima here. So a little bit over 600 feet long, 149 suites, space on board for about 300 guests, but we have a nearly 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio. So that's great for delivering that personalized service. And then our guest to space ratio, which is quite spacious. Not one of the highest currently, but it is quite up there. So for every guest on board, we have 85.2 square feet of space. So very intimate for sure. And then I know I did kind of touch on our all-inclusive. So we do have that all-inclusive experience. And, it does vary from line to line. But what that means for us is that you do have a suite. All of our suites come with their own private terrace with ocean views. So we don't have any suites that face inside or staterooms or cabins or anything like that. Again, you do have that personal concierge. There are multiple dining experiences that are included, including 24-hour in-suite dining. Beverages are included both in the suite and throughout the yacht. There are onboard activities and entertainment as well, so different programmings depending on the voyage itself. Onboard gratuities are included, and also standard Wi-Fi. So the way I see it is, once you are on board, you don't have to spend anymore if you don't want to.
That's the best way, because you hate worrying the whole way along with your cruise. Oh no, how much am I going to owe at the end? What's this going to be? And you're afraid to, to look at your statement because you're like, oh, I added this, this, and this. But I love it how everything is included, and that's just worry-free, and you can just enjoy yourself fully.
Of course. And then, of course, there are certain areas, right, that will come at additional fee, which, isn't listed there. But let's say if you wanted to enjoy some services at the spa, those will be additional fee, right? Excursions do come at additional fee as well. What are the top? And then there are specialty dining. And we have one specialty dining restaurant on board that if you did, decide to opt into that, then it does come at additional fee. But again, you really don't have too many expenses to really worry about there.
Absolutely. Everything you need is all included.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
All right, so moving along, let's quickly take a look at the dining experiences that we have. So we do have 10 different areas where your clients, or where you as the guest, will be able to actually find some sort of a food and or beverage offering. So the top 8, those are all included in the fare. And then the bottom 2, those are the specialty dining. C is the only one that's really applicable to really just everyone. Dining privé, it's really only applicable to those guests that are traveling as a group, and you wanted to privatize like a group function. So let's say a private lunch or a private dinner, then dining privé, that is something that you can utilize. But again, I don't really talk about that one too much, just because it's, not everybody is traveling in a group of 10 or so. But let's take a closer look at the different restaurants. So here's Mistral, very beautiful at the back of the yacht there. Located on deck 8, probably some of the best views. You do have the adults only pool there as well. So it is a Mediterranean inspired menu featuring fresh local catches and also prime cuts that are prepared from the grill. But yeah, one of the more popular spaces on board Evrima whenever guests are dining. Here we have Talat Nam. So you enjoy our creative interpretations of Southeast Asian cuisine. We do have that sushi bar that you see pictured there, or you can enjoy more of a family style table experience as well. And then we also have alfresco dining also available. So just beyond the pictures here, this is located towards the back of the yacht as well. So you do have some outdoor seating.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And then, of course, we have the pool house. So the pool house, this caters to all, essentially. It's located steps away from our main pool, which is on deck 5. So here we offer a casual eatery, is what we would call it, with casual fare, and it serves a variety of different cuisines. So think poolside fares. This is exactly what you can get. So you can make that easy transition indoor, out, and outdoor. And then here we have the Evrima room. So this is our main dining hall, essentially. So here we actually offer locally inspired menus that will reflect the region that we're actually sailing in. So we actually change the menu every 3 days. So that's really neat so that, you as the guest on board, you can kind of try out the different cuisines. Maybe you didn't make or had the opportunity to make it on land, and, we can bring that to you on board.
Oh, I love that idea. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the living room. So while not a actual full sit down, dining venue here, it does offer freshly roasted coffees and baked pastries throughout the day. That's located to the bar in the back there. So, this is great for, let's say, if you have a day trip and you needed to grab a coffee or grab some snacks on the way out, you have those there. And also just great for late nights. So if you have the munchies or whatnot, you can have that grab and go bar here in the living room.
Yeah. And I love how it's all set up just for like intimate, just hanging out and talking to other guests. And it's just set up to spark that conversation, isn't it? I like that. That's
It
beautiful.
is. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you brought that up too, because yeah, our public spaces in general, and most of our spaces, it has
Mhm.
been designed like with a much more residential feel, right? So it feels much more homey, much more inviting. Like you said, it makes you want to take a seat,
Mhm.
maybe have a chat with your, fellow crewmates or shipmates that are on board with you, and just to kind of get to know them. But yeah, it definitely allows for that more intimate experience for sure.
Lovely.
And then here we have the Marina Terrace. So this is just steps above from the Marina itself. So here we do offer handcrafted cocktails and also light bites, and possibly some of the most stunning views because we're right there at the water's edge. So it's really neat. I know this is a darker photo, but can you imagine just during the day while Evrima is anchored and this is available while having cocktails? That would be awesome.
Oh, yes. Or watching the sunset if it's on the right angle for that. That would be a
Right.
beautiful venue for that. My goodness, isn't it?
Correct. And then here's dining purvey, like I mentioned earlier, right? So this is if you wanted to go ahead and privatize a meal function, so a lunch or dinner, you can definitely do that. We do require a food and beverage minimum here. However, you do get to work with the chef. You get to build out a menu. You customize it to you and your guests. But again, it's a beautiful space that is available. And then here we have our specialty dining restaurant C. So this is one of our, featured dining spaces on board. And what we actually done here is that we've actually partnered with a 3 Michelin star chef to be the brainchild behind this restaurant. So that chef's name is Chef Sven Everfeld. He has that 3 Michelin star restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton in Wolfsburg. So we're keeping it within the family. So he's designed the menu here. He's designed the team. It is a 5-course European tasting menu with wine pairings from our private reserve list. Very intimate. There's only 28 seats and it's only open for dinner. This is the restaurant, or this is the only restaurant as well, that you have to make reservations in advance. So you do that through the My Yacht portal once you're booked. All of the other dining options, whenever you do board the yacht on embarkation day, you'll connect with your personal concierge and then you'll set your dining times then at that point in time. But C, again, is the only one that you are able to book in advance. Yeah. And then the pricing here is 285 USD per person per seating. And that does include the wine pairings. If you wanted to do it without the wine pairings, then it's 245 per person per seating here.
Wonderful.
Okay, and then the next picture here, I just have, of course, just a reminder, we do have that 24-hour in-suite dining. So dine in the comfort of your own suite, perhaps even dine out on that spacious terrace. And it does include influences from every dining venue that we do have on board the yacht. So it's a much more a variety for you to choose from there. Any questions at the moment, Kathleen, or
No, not at all. I'm just thinking of the in-suite dining. I love, personally, I like to sit in the balcony in the morning and I order breakfast in and I just watch us pull into port. And, you just see the island get it closer and closer and just see, the anticipation just builds as I'm munching away on breakfast. So I love that you still do have the in-suite dining. That's great.
That's correct. And, I said it before, but I'll say, I think it's worth sharing again. Every one of our suites come with their own private terrace. So you can do that regardless of what suite category you end up booking with us. Definitely enjoy that cup of coffee with some baked pastries as you're entering Monte Carlo, right? And you'll get to see that beautiful backdrop. But yeah, absolutely.
Just
Now let's take a quick look at our different suites that we do have on board. So with Evrima, we do have 6 different suite categories. Our entry level suite does start at 300 square feet. So that is the minimum and the lead-in suite that you would essentially have the opportunity to book. And then as you go up in the suite categories, of course, they increase in square footage. Our largest is the owners, and we only have 2 of these on board. So with the owner's suite, it's nearly 1,100 square feet. That's interior space. And then we have a 635 square feet private terrace. So it's very spacious. It's only 1 bedroom. You do have your own personal hot tub out on the balcony. You do have a dining set on the balcony as well, or on the private terrace, my apologies as well. But it's a beautiful suite. Again, we only have 2 of these on board. You can think of these as like the presidential suites, essentially. And then the next suite category right underneath the owners would be our view. So we do have 4 of these on board, up to 575 approximately square feet. The really unique feature about these is that it has these beautiful floor to ceiling windows all along the exterior wall of the suite. So you have these beautiful views the entire time, regardless of where you're at. And it even extends out into the bathroom as well. So if you were soaking in the soaking tub in the bathroom, you can enjoy a beautiful view looking out into wherever you're at. So definitely, yeah, it's beautiful. And then moving along, we do have the grand suite here. So we do have 14 of these on board, 587 square feet. So it's actually quite spacious. This is actually my favorite suite that's on board. I love the flow. I love the roominess that it has just for 2. But as you can see here, it has beautiful ambient lighting. The bedroom, it is, you can actually close it off from the rest of the suite as well. So you can close it off from the dining and living areas. As I mentioned before, in the bathrooms, so we do have that beautiful double vanity, so very much like a boutique hotel, right, on land. You have a soaking tub, as you see pictured there, and then again, the private terraces. This is probably one of the more popular suites that guests are booking whenever they're considering different suite options with us. And then here we have our unique 2-story loft suites. So overall square footage, 611 square feet. You have the bedroom set up downstairs with the bathroom as well. And then you go upstairs and you do have that living area with the dining, and then you have the private terrace upstairs. You can actually access the suite from both levels. So you can access it from they're all located on deck 4 and deck 5. So you can access your suite from either level. But very popular for, let's say, families that maybe are bringing children along, right? And they want a little bit of privacy, not young children, but young enough to where they can keep the children upstairs and then the parents stay downstairs. Because our suites are actually all just 1 bedrooms as well. So we kind of have to get a little creative sometimes when we look at that. And then the signature suite. So this is very similar to the grand. The layout, the flow is just smaller in square footage. So instead of the 587, we're looking at 429. But again, still beautifully done and appointed, and a great option. This is the suite category that's right above our entry-level suite, actually, which is the terrace. So the terrace here, it's the only suite that's designed like a studio suite, right? So like a standard hotel room, it's 1 large room. You walk in, you have your bed system, you have your desk area, you have a chair and a sitting area. Whereas the other suites, they are like a true 1-bedroom suite, right? So you can disconnect the bedroom from the living and dining areas. And the terrace suite is the only suite category that does not come with the soaking tub. So it only has that standing shower that you see there. But once you go into the signature suite and above, you do have that soaking tub in there in the bathroom. But again, very beautifully done. I like to say, when I look at this picture, if a Ritz-Carlton built a hotel today in a city, this would be a very good example of what it looked like, right? And now we're just taking it to see. And so, yeah, I think it's beautifully done.
And you've got a few little luxuries there. I saw the towel warmer, and then the chair that you sit in at the desk looks super comfortable too. So you can get some work done and not have to, sit in a chair that's just not that comfortable. So it looks really good too. Like it.
Yeah, that's
You can tell
correct.
what I do at CAC, right? You end up working half the time. So you want to be comfortable.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And you know what? Good eye. So I believe when we first installed these towel racks, they were supposed to be towel warmers, but I believe they do not actually. Yeah, so they do look like they are warming the towels, but I do not believe, from my understanding, and when I confirmed with our onboard team, unfortunately, they do not warm the towels there.
My apologies. I didn't mean to steer
No,
you
it's
guys wrong,
okay.
honest.
It's okay.
So yeah.
It's okay. And then, as I mentioned before, all of our suites are one bedroom. However, we do have connecting suites. So there's three different connecting suite configurations. So, if you're traveling with young children, let's say you're a meeting planner and you have a group that you're bringing on board and you need that office space, that works as well. Or you are traveling with friends and you guys want that connecting suite option. It's there for you as well. But what the really neat thing about this is that we don't have that traditional door that connects to two suites that you open and you lock and you deadbolt. It's actually a 7x7 opening. So think of it as like a wall panel. We can actually recess it behind the wall there. So you see there's that 7x7 opening between the two suites here. So it does feel like one large suite, and it does not feel like it's that traditional connecting doors there. But good. And then the suite amenities. So I always like to talk about this so that you can expect, or you understand the quality that we're bringing on board as well. So we partner with Diptyque for all of our bath amenities. And in true spirit with the Ritz-Carlton hotel brands, we of course partner with Fretty for our linens on board. All of our suites do receive a complimentary chilled bottle of Moet Chandon champagne upon arrival. And then we do have Heritage hair dryers and flat irons. And then in each of our suites as well, we do have an espresso machine with complimentary illy coffees and also Demont teas. Just to name a few. Yeah, and then my apologies. And there's actually a mini bar in these suites as well. So the mini bars will be stocked to your preferences, right? So let's say you're on the My Yacht portal when you're filling out your information, you can always put, maybe I like to drink a vodka versus a scotch. If you let us know that, then of course we could stock the mini bar accordingly. Or if you don't drink at all, we can always take that out as well, and then just make sure it's filled with juices or sodas or whatever the case might be.
Awesome.
All right. Any questions about the suites at the moment, Kathleen?
Oh, I think you explained them perfectly well.
All right. And then quickly, life on board. So again, like I mentioned, public spaces and just most spaces on board, they've been designed to be much more at a residential feel. So much more of a relaxed environment, very intuitive. I like to describe it as like a peaceful retreat by day, right? Whenever you go out to the pool, and then a social scene by night. So when you go to the observation lounge or the living room, it changes up a bit. It turns into like almost like a cocktail lounge. We have live entertainment. So it's really nice. It really does, to me, in my mind. I used to work at the Ritz-Carlton New Orleans. We used to have a jazz band that played every evening, and that's how I kind of see the yacht, right? Like during the day, it's kind of more casual, enjoy maybe some great meals, walk outside. It's all at a more relaxed pace. And then come evening time, you have the musicians that are playing, and it becomes a little bit more lively, but it doesn't get out of control either. So it's really nice.
Yeah. You kind of
And of
wander
course,
into the areas where there's music playing and, just a natural flow as opposed to this is starting at this time and you better be here. It's just more up to you, right? And I like that. That's great.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then here we have the Marina. So of course, this is the highlighted feature of the yacht herself. So this is a multifunctional platform located on deck 3. When Evrima is anchored and whenever local and weather permitting, it will allow you direct access into the water. So if you wanted to go for a swim, you can. We do also offer complimentary non-motorized my apologies, non-motorized toys. So if you wanted to enjoy the paddle boards or windsurf boards, kayaks, sailboats, or snorkeling accessories, those are available to you as well. And then just here's a quick picture of what that typically looks like when we do have the toys out and available, and when she's anchored.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be so nice to be able just to enjoy that, down in the Caribbean, kind of, take it out and you get to experience something different. Sometimes
Correct.
you end up going back to the same port and you're like, oh, I've been here 3 times already. What am I going to do? Well, this is awesome. You stay on
Yep.
the ship, you enjoy the amenities, and you just take out the kayak or paddleboard and explore an area that you wouldn't have seen typically. So that's really nice. I like that.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And then just to let you know as well, so I don't know if you can kind of see the tender. So we do have our own private tenders. So whenever we are anchored, we have a number of these on board that will shuttle guests back and forth. And if they do, depending on the port that we're in, they have their own schedules as far as like how late they could be running. But they are all private tenders that we own. They are AC'd, high powered, and very comfortable. And very cute looking as well. But you could actually see them on the right side of the yacht here. It's like the little boat with the yellow with the arms kind of, you see the arms sticking out, and then right underneath it, yeah. So that's one of them. But we do have more. I'm assuming the other one right behind it is actually in service. It was in service while this picture was taken.
Right. Yeah. And the thing I love about small ships and yacht cruising is you don't have that long line to wait, right? You can kind of
Right.
get everybody off and get them to shore at a leisurely, nice pace without needing to queue up. And that's one of
Right.
my favorite things with small ship cruising is just there's no lines. You just get to go and enjoy the areas just super fast.
Yes, absolutely. Um, and then here is our observation lounge. So this is located on deck 10, probably one of my favorite spaces, like indoor spaces on board. And I just like it because of all the natural light. Like you have these beautiful floor to ceiling windows all around. Then you
Right.
have that ginormous skylight that sits up top. And then right beyond the actual accordion doors that you see there, just directly to the back, is the observation terrace. So this is definitely one of the areas that becomes more popular at night. So let's say you had a great dinner, you're enjoying the wine, and you don't feel like going back to your suite yet.
Mhm.
A lot of the times, this is where all the guests do end up, or those that decide to stay up a little bit later. So we do have like a DJ that is live here, or perhaps there are singers, or just even just artists that are performing whatever instrument that they play. It really just depends on, I guess, what's happening and how the team at that time programs that out during the day. And so it's again a great space here to just socialize, meet your fellow passengers that are on board. And then we do have a full bar that's located in this observation lounge as well. It's just behind us in this picture, so you don't see it pictured here, but it's a really fun space. This is also where whenever we have themed nights,
Mhm.
that the parties will take place here. So they will deck out the entire observation lounge and decorations. So some of the theme nights that we've been having for the Mediterranean in our current season, and I believe I have a slide a little bit later as well, but I'll go over that very quickly there. But we do have like different theme nights where it's like en blanc. We have disco nights. We have, there's one more and I can't forget. But we'll take a look there. But just
Yeah,
again,
cool.
to bring up the social activity, right, and get everybody involved and having a little bit more fun.
That's awesome. I like that because that would be a
Yeah,
lot of fun to, know in advance and to bring it, like just say that it's Hawaiian nights. You can bring those really
yeah,
bright shirts or something like that. That's awesome. I
exactly.
love it. Yeah.
Exactly, correct. And then here I wanted to include a picture of our main pool. So this is located on deck 5. So beautiful spaces to lounge, catch some rays from the sun. If you want to just take a quick dip as well, you have the pool is kind of sectioned off in two different areas. One is a little bit deeper and the other one's definitely more shallow where you have the chairs. And again, located towards the back of the yacht. But again, beautifully done. It is what you would expect a yacht product to be, right? So I can imagine myself laying in that chase right there and enjoying the sun and a cocktail with in hand.
There you go. Beautiful. And who wouldn't like to
Yeah,
do that, right? Oh, amazing. Nice.
right. And then one of the other additional spaces that we do have on board is the humidor, right? So if you do enjoy a nice cigar, if you smoke, then this is the only area where you can actually smoke while on board with us. But we do have a partnership with Davidoff for our cigar offerings.
Mhm.
We do offer spirits or yes, spirits from our private reserve list here for additional costs.
Mhm.
And some examples would be the Pappy Van Winkle, Remy Martin Louis there, and also Johnny Walker Blue. So
Mhm.
again, just some of the labels that we carry, and again, available to you if smoking a cigar it takes interest for you.
Yeah, cool.
Mhm. Do you have any questions before I quickly just talk about our spa that we have on board?
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the spa. It's so beautiful.
Oh,
That's like
thank
one of
you.
my favorite areas. It's you go and relax and enjoy the nice suites there.
Correct. To me, coming from the hotel side, I always think of Ritz-Carlton hotels, but then the secondary component I always think of is the spa.
Mm.
Because we always have one there. It's definitely one of the areas where I feel like if you're staying at a Ritz-Carlton hotel, you probably want to relax. You want to enjoy the amenities that we have there. So it's always for me, I always like talking about the spa.
Right.
So for us, we do have a spa that's operated by the Ritz-Carlton. We have 5 different suites on board, or 5 different treatment rooms, my apologies, on board. We have 4 individual and then 1 couples. So if you do want a couples treatment, we do have that available. All of our treatment rooms, they do offer both indoor and outdoor. So if you want the services out on the patio and you want to listen to the gentle laps of the waves beneath, you can do that. Or if you prefer to stay indoors, you can do that as well.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that before. That's a great idea. Amazing.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
very neat. And then of course we do have our fitness studio. So I like to say it's small and mighty. So you do have the different cardio machines there, from treadmills to ellipticals to stationary bikes, and then you do have the free weights, kettlebell balls. There's a rowing machine, and there's also a cable machine. So for those that want to maintain a healthy lifestyle while sailing with us, you definitely can do that for sure. And then, I get this question a lot. We
Mhm.
are family friendly. So we do welcome children on board, very much in line with Ritz-Carlton's and Marriott in general. And we do have a dedicated space called the Ritz Kids. So again, similar like to the hotels, it's the Ritz Kids program. Here it is dedicated to children ages 4 through 12.
Okay.
And we do offer morning, afternoon, and evening sessions. Just keep in mind that, if you want to go ahead and utilize the Ritz Kids program itself, it does come an additional fee.
Mhm.
And there always has to be an adult on board if there is a child in the
That is
Ritz Kids.
very smart. I have no problem with that. I think that's a great thing. It's not there to stick your kids in and then you go ashore for 7 hours.
Right.
So this is great. This is a nice little respite, and yet you can still be there.
Yep. Perfect. And then entertainment. So again, as I mentioned before, we do have live entertainment on board. It's like an in-house quartet that they play in various areas throughout the yacht. We have different programs that will feature elements from classic movie nights to themed dinners. And also we'll bring on different lectures and different kind of entertainment. Like recently, whenever we were in Barcelona, I believe it was Barcelona, we brought on the flamenco dancers, again, just to, offer that immersive experience on board for those guests that, let's say, didn't want to get off.
Mhm.
We do have an arts program as well that is handled with our arts concierge. So they'll offer regular educational talks on art history, and also curation, and also the stories behind each of our pieces that we have on board as well.
That's great.
And then, as I mentioned earlier, here's that quick slide of just
Right.
different
Yeah.
onboard events, right, that you can plan for. So it's Disco Havana Nights. That's the one that I was missing in on Monk.
Mhm.
But as you can see in the pictures there, they really do go out and they decorate it and they really play into that theme while on board.
That's awesome. And boy, do they really decorate it. They go all out. Look at that.
Yeah, they
Wow.
do.
Oh, goodness.
I was very
Amazing.
surprised when I saw that too, for sure. But you know what? We want to make sure that our guests on board are having a great time, so we will make it happen.
And that's kind of the Ritz-Carlton, I don't want to say theme, but that's like their motto. Like, you guys
Yes,
really are customer focused, and I love that about Ritz-Carlton in general. They just treat every guest like they are their only guest, and you're there for
yes.
them. So decorating that full out, you're right, shouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I quickly talk about Ilma, any questions about just spa public spaces?
No, we're good.
All right. So, as I mentioned before, we do have 2 new super yachts on the way. Evrima is our first and only yacht at the moment that's sailing. We have Ilma, and we have Luminara, so number 2 and number 3. So Ilma, we plan to have in the water and sailing September 2024. Luminara, a year after that. So let's say fall of 2025. So while all 3 super yachts, when you look at them, they will have that similar profile. Ilma and Luminara will be slightly larger in both length and width. So as a result of just, current feedback and studies, what we've done with Evrima, we've expanded on the public spaces that we have on board. So such as like the Marina, the fitness studio, and also the boutique shop. So we've got a lot of feedback there. And then that guest to space ratio, we actually increase it a lot more on Ilma. So if you look here, we're just under 800 feet long. 224 suites, space on board for about 450 guests. We still keep that nearly 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio, but that guest to space ratio, remember Evrima was like 1-to-85. This is now 1-to-104. So it will be the highest guest to space ratio vessel that will be out in the water.
Amazing. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Very intimate, very spacious, and she's beautiful. Oh, actually, exciting news. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Today, right before, today on September, 26th, we actually had our float out of Ilma, so our second yacht. So yeah, and I was just watching the video earlier today. So it just happened. So that means, the yacht, essentially the skeleton of the ship has been built. The hull is done. The exterior structures are there. Now we've actually taken the yacht and we put it in the water, and now it's floating. So we had the float out again as of today, which is really, really exciting because it's a huge milestone for Ilma. Yeah,
that's great.
And
so, what date is she going to be in service? You said 24. Do you have the actual date, or is that not set in stone?
So yeah. No, it's so I believe, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, September 19th is the first sailing that we have. But I do know it's September 2024. Yeah. So it should be September 19, 2024.
That's great. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Sorry. No, that's awesome. That's great that it's, less than a year now. That's exciting. And fully open to be booked. So anybody who wants to be booked on this amazing ship, info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com, and I will get you on board for sure.
Yes, let Kathleen know, and happy to help where I can. And so with Ilma, we have a number of itineraries in the Mediterranean. So it would be late in the season, Med 2024. And then we just released our Caribbean itineraries for her. So now you can actually look at Caribbean. So it would be the end of 2024 going into Q1 of 2025. So some options there. And then here's some renderings. So with Ilma, she's going to be much lighter. So if remember, she has the darker wood colors and wood tones. Here it's much lighter. We have a lot of creams and beiges. To me, this definitely looks more like a modern hotel that's being built as of today. And it's going to be like the little small personal touches. But we will still keep, all of our suites will be exterior facing, meaning they will all have their own private terrace with ocean views. We do add 2 new suite categories as well. But just at a glance, you have now the 7 different suite categories, but we still keep the, I guess the names are the same, right? So we don't want to confuse it too much, but we did add the Ilma suite and the concierge suite to Ilma. And again, just a beautiful product. We can't wait for her to be in the water. I honestly believe she is going to be even more stunning than the already stunning Evrima.
As if you can top that. That's incredible. Wow, that's sweet.
No, thank you. And yeah, looking forward to it. And then just quickly with our itineraries to kind of wrap it up. So, they've been designed to be much more relaxed at pace. So keeping that yachting mindset in mind, we do arrive into ports earlier. We leave later. We're building more overnight opportunities into our itineraries as well. Most voyages are 7 to 10 nights. We found that to be like the golden or the most easy to book time frame, right, for our guests that are booking. We do have the ability to combine back-to-back voyages as well without repeating ports, because we do offer that continuous itinerary.
Oh,
So it's
those are my
very
favorite.
rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare that we'll repeat itineraries, let's say, round trip. And so it's just nice to offer that. Let's say if you have 3 weeks that you wanted to sail and you wanted to do something a little bit different every time, then that is, we can definitely look at something for you for sure.
That's awesome. I like that so much better than just, Eastern Caribbean and then Western Caribbean and then back to Eastern Caribbean. This is,
Correct.
it's unending and you can just keep exploring and see new things all the time. It's my favorite way to
Right.
travel.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just broad, this is from a very high level overview. We sail in 2 different regions. We sail in the Med, we sail in the Caribbean, we go back and forth, right, with Evrima currently. So if you see at the bottom right window there, we're essentially summer months, right? So pretty much like April or May through the end of October, we are in the Med. And then from November through April, we are in the Caribbean. And then we do offer those crossings in case you are interested in doing those crossings. We do offer those as well. And then we'll do the same with Ilma once she starts sailing with us. Then we have Luminara, right, coming out in 2025. And then once Luminara is in the water and sailing, we are looking to expand the regions that we sail to. So there's been talks about expanding into Australia, New Zealand, and then also doing Asia and the West Coast of the US. So more to come on that for sure. But currently, we do the Med.
Just a little sneak peek, right? That's great.
Yeah, just a little sneak peek.
Awesome.
Short. We do offer shore excursions for all the ports that we sail to as well. So we'd have 5 different themed categories that they are built around. So iconic sites, active explorations, Epicurean experiences, stirring the senses, and also cultural connections. And so let's say you're looking at our offerings and you wanted to privatize one, you can definitely do that. Or let's say you wanted to create a custom one as well, you can definitely do that. You'll just need to speak with our concierge or shore team. And then they can assist you. But just note, if you do reach out to our concierge or shore team, there is a non-refundable deposit that's required for that. But they would then tailor literally everything to what you are wanting to do and build for your excursion. And then I know you mentioned this before, so the Marriott Bonvoy. So we do have a partnership with Marriott Bonvoy. As a guest and as a member of Marriott Bonvoy, you do have the potential to earn, you do have the potential to redeem, and then depending on your elite status, there will be certain benefits that will be extended to you as well. So just keep that in mind. We can definitely, I can send more information over to Kathleen, and Kathleen can forward it to you if you have any questions regarding that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And then last but not least, if you are just interested in staying up to date with what we are doing and just updates, you can definitely follow us on the social medias. That's the quickest way just to find information. And, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even LinkedIn.
Perfect.
And I would say that is it for my presentation. I hope that kind of gives you a broad overview, but kind of in-depth enough to understand what we're doing and the product that we have.
Great.
And of course, if you have any questions, please let Kathleen know, and she will reach out to me, and we can work on this and get the get your questions answered for you.
No problem. That's what I love about, doing these cruise chats. I get to know you on a personal level, right? And then I've got your cell phone number. And if anything were to ever come up, a quick question, it's just a quick, fire off a text and away we go. And I've got the answers for you guys super, super quick. So make sure that you reach out to me. Like I said, info@plentyofsunshinetravel.com. But right now, I just want to thank you for putting all that together. That was a really fabulous brand overview. I'm excited about this cruise line. I just can't wait to sail on it now. It's incredible. So thank you for sharing. And I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for watching this week's cruise chat with Ray at Ritz-Carlton. It was incredible to see those ships. They are just absolutely beautiful. They're brand new. They're stunning. I love, love, love yacht cruising. It's really small ship cruising at its best. And you've got that Ritz-Carlton commitment to service and it's just phenomenal. And I'm really excited. I hope someday I can get on board as well and be able to be on that ship and just enjoy all of those beautiful, beautiful amenities. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Avalon Waterways, and we are going to be looking at some of their cool itineraries and some of their river cruising that is just absolutely stunning. Please remember to subscribe to our channel so that you see when we put out new cruise chats. I try and get them out every single week. So I make sure that they're out every Thursday or Friday. Sometimes it's a little bit delayed. If I'm working with you all, trying to get your quote in, trying to get you booked, sometimes I get really, really busy and it's just delayed by a day or two. But if you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell, then you'll be able to know when a new one gets uploaded. So I would very much recommend doing that. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys next week or on board. Bye for now.